context within which we operate is helping global businesses set up large capability centers. What we've seen is, despite the slowdown, large global enterprises continue to grow, continue to hire. There is a much more important path towards technology transformation that these companies are taking, which means that their growth paths are set for 5 years. So we're seeing, quite surprisingly, actually, that the numbers and projected growth estimates continue to hold good. And what that means is that there is an increasing demand to create, spaces that can bring these teams together. We spoke about the changing nature of the office. We're finding that office spaces are becoming less dense. We're finding that office spaces are becoming more collaborative, more experimental. And what that really means is that, the office is not going away. And then finally, I think to add, India's position as a destination globally, or as the capital of, for R&D and technology growth globally, has been well established. We employ about 1.5 million professionals today working within centers for global companies, and that number is continuing to increase at 15 to 20% year on year. What that, I think all in all, it's positive headwinds for both the technology industry as well as the adjacent sort of commercial real estate industries in India. And we're very optimistic. We continue to see growth. We've signed some of our largest real estate deals during the pandemic. We've signed some of our largest growth deals for some of our global companies during the time post-pandemic. So, extremely optimistic about where we're headed. And I think this means that, two things. People are going to continue to respect and appreciate the office in whatever form it takes, and it'll continue to hold its space as a place to bring about community, culture, integration, so on and so forth.
Right. When do you think we'll get to 100% occupancy? 100 is a bit, when I mean footfalls returning to work, not occupancy. Occupancy is a different matrix. But do you give it 2 years, 3 years, a longer period? Offices to fill up.
Sure. And I think that's a tough question. I think for a lot of businesses, the question is, do they actually want to get back to 100% occupancy? I think the magic of hybrid work allows for a lot more flexibility, even from a business perspective. We are starting to see signs of companies that are now asking employees to start, making those 2 days in office, 3 days, and, in some cases, 4 days. Some business functions have returned back 5 days. I expect that the next 9 to 12 months will really sort of decide, what the future of hybrid work will look like. But just with looking at a crystal sort of gaze here and saying where we get to, I will forecast that certain functions may never really need to return back to office, while certain others will return back maybe 100% in the next 12 to 18 months.